This week on Chuckload of Comics, massive week in the world of fandom. Some serious trailer drop. We're going to break them all down for you, and we're giving you the details of the Infinity Feud game show at Ace Comic-Con. All that plus comic book reviews right here on Chuckload of Comics. Hey guys, welcome to Chuckload of Comics. Different change of scenery here. Right? We are in the Medina garage. We're in Tony's garage. We're building the set for Ace Comic-Con. The Chuckload of Comics booth is currently being constructed. Tony, thanks for letting us into your garage.
Yes.
Helping us put all this stuff together. It's a beautiful garage you got here, Tony. Lots of great doodads. You got all the stuff a man should have in his garage.
Plenty of space.
Plenty of space. So here we are, guys, setting up for Ace Comic-Con. Massive week in the world of fandom, as we mentioned. We saw some incredible movie trailers this week. Huge week in the world of movie trailers.
My God.
Some really amazing movie news. You can see it on that sidebar over there. We're going to get into a lot of stuff this week. So without further ado, let's jump right into Ace Comic-Con.
Woohoo!
Guys, Ace Comic-Con is coming to Navy Pier October 12th through the 14th. It's right around the corner. We've been talking about this for weeks on Chuckload of Comics. Massive news for Ace Comic-Con just dropped. This just dropped 5 minutes before we started rolling. A new guest, none other than Don Cheadle, is going to be joining all of us fans at Ace Comic-Con for the first time ever. It's surprising. Don Cheadle's never been to a convention before.
Right?
How is that
crazy?
possible?
I don't know.
How has War Machine, how has Rhodey not been to a Comic-Con? It blows my mind.
Probably just done too many independent movies because he is like a legitimate actor.
He's a legit actor, not to impugn anybody else's work in the Avengers universe, but he's a legit, very busy actor. So Don Cheadle is coming to Ace Comic-Con, guys. Get your tickets right now. There's still plenty of amazing Ace Comic-Con tickets left. October 12th through the 14th at Navy Pier. So a lot of you guys have been asking us. We announced just this week that Chuckload of Comics is going to be hosting what we're calling Infinity Feud. This is going to be a game show.
That's right. Live
in front of an entire Ace Comic-Con crowd. We're going to be on the main stage Sunday at noon. It's going to be a 4-round game show of superhero trivia, comic book trivia, movie trivia, all that stuff. 4 rounds, 12 competitors.
That's right.
Competing for fandom greatness.
And great prizes, too.
And some fantastic prizes from all of our sponsors and also from Ace Comic-Con. We're still working out the details on the prizes.
But they're going to be great.
We promised you guys we would break down some of the details of how this thing is going to work. So this is what Infinity Feud is. If you want to compete, what you got to do right now, you're watching this video, click on that subscribe button down there. We are going to be selecting a handful of subscribers from the Chuckload of Comics YouTube subscriber list to be competing on stage for fandom greatness at Ace Comic-Con. So click that subscribe button if you want to be a part of it. Also, meet us at the Chuckload of Comics booth. We're going to be located near the show floor, near the show floor stage.
Yep.
Find us. We're going to have a big booth. We're currently building it right now. So come find us. Let us know you guys want to compete in the Infinity Feud Challenge. Again, it's going on Sunday on the main stage, and we're also going to be selecting some people out of the studio audience.
That's
right. Out of the crowd. If for any reason you can't make it to our booth, if you're only there Sunday, no excuse, but just, you know, we are going to be selecting some people out of the crowd. Tony, this Infinity Feud was like really your brainchild. This is Tony, by the way, guys. I didn't really introduce him at the beginning of the show. My apologies.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
This was kind of your brainchild, this Infinity Feud thing. Break us down what the different rounds is. How is Infinity Feud going to work?
Well, we didn't want to have a traditional, just a plain trivia contest.
Right.
So we started thinking, what can we do? Let's do different rounds, different ideas, different categories, different ways to play, and then finalize it all into one big finale.
Yep. So round number 1, we got 12 competitors on the stage.
That's right.
12 of the nicest people, wonderful, wonderful people, all fans, all friends at Ace Comic-Con. Well, this is what we're calling the snap round. This is going to be a speed round. At the end of this round, half of you aren't going to be there. Hence the snap. We're eliminating half people right from the start. This is going to be a speed round. We're going head-to-head, 6 people for 6 people. You come together kind of Family Feud style at the podium. We ask you one question. First person who raises a paddle, get the question right, wins, moves on to the next round. The person who doesn't answer quickly enough or gets the question wrong, you're out of there, man. Go back to Artist Alley. So only 6 are going to move on after round number 1. Round number 2, competitors of 6, we're going to be partnering up into groups.
Yes.
That's right.
This is called the
This is going to be the team up round.
the team up round. Classic comic book terminology, the team up. What are we doing?
Hey, we're going to have 3 groups,
3
sets of
teams.
2,
Yep.
and you're going to have to write answers. We're going to ask you questions. You're going to, as a team, select your answer, write it on a board. We're going to do 6 questions.
6 questions.
Yeah.
Top 2 teams with the most answers correct moves on to the next round.
Yes, and if you're asking yourselves, are we going to do the team up? You're going to select infinity stones out of a hat. Green goes with green, yellow goes with yellow, red goes with red. We're hopefully partnering up total strangers
That's right.
to be best friends for the next 10, 20 minutes. So the top 2 teams in round number 2 move on to round number 3. Round
That's
number
right.
3 is the Civil War round.
Well, hold on
Yes.
one second, real quick about
Go
the
ahead.
round number 2.
Yes.
You're asking the questions with. They get 5 points for if they answer the question correct,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Well, then they also have the option to ask the audience.
That's not till round 3, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Quite all right. We're still working out the kinks.
My bad.
Once you get to round number 3, that is going to be what we are calling the Civil War round. Team Cap versus Team Iron Man. You're keeping your same teammate in round 3, but the interesting part about round 3 is we got the spinning wheel of categories.
Oh, yeah.
We are making a giant wheel of categories. Star Wars, DC, movie, random trivia questions about fandom. Lots of fun little categories we're going to put on this wheel. So you and your teammates step up to the wheel, spin the wheel, land on a category, and you have to answer 6 questions in that category. 6
Yes.
Star Wars questions, 6 DC questions. That's the round where every correct answer gives you 5 points.
Okay.
If you don't know it, you can ask the crowd. Ask the audience. They
My
are
bad.
all going to shout out their answer in one big unclear voice. You got to hopefully pick an answer from the crowd, and
Yeah.
if you have to ask the crowd, your answer is worth 2 points. That's going to be a
Perfect.
super fun round. That's going to be the crowd participation round. Very excited about that. So, the one team moves on. 2 people move into the final round. We are now going to separate the 2 of you who have now become best of friends.
No.
I'm hoping that you'll have one person on the team who has answered all the questions and the other person's just along for the ride. Because that'll be interesting. So this is the Infinity Gauntlet round.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, we're giving you a yellow glove. And the goal is to collect all 6 Infinity Stones on your glove. Every question, you get a stone. And every stone goes along with the movie, the MCU movie where the stone was first seen. So if you are going for the Time Stone, it's going to be a Doctor Strange question. If you're going for the Reality Stone, it's probably going to be a Thor question.
Power Stone, a Guardians of the
Power
Galaxy
Stone,
question.
Guardians of the Galaxy
Yep,
question.
Yep.
So practice your MCU knowledge, people. That's going to matter the most when you get to the final round. And the winner raises their gauntlet into the air. They are the Infinity Champion
Yes.
of Ace
Oh,
Comic-Con. Prizes are still to be determined, but every single round you get to do a new prize. Prizes are going to get better as the contest goes on. So if you want to play, guys, be at Ace Comic-Con, but click on that subscribe button right now, because that's where we're going to be picking the majority of our players. But again, we are going to be picking people at the con and at the Chuckload Comics booth, and of course from the live audience while we're doing it. So,
So
Infinity
cool.
Feud, people, Sunday on the main stage at Ace Comic-Con. Join us there. Be a part of the fun. I'm already picking out my gold sequin jacket
Oh, yeah. That's
that I'm going to be buying. It's going to be a lot of fun. Flash is
Flash
everything. Moving on to movie news, guys. Huge announcements came on this week from the world of movies. We're going to get into the trailers in a little bit, but some massive changes in release dates
Yes.
for some seriously anticipated films.
Yeah.
Hellboy. Everybody knew Hellboy was going to come out in January. People are excited about it. We know we're going to see the first trailer for it next weekend at New York Comic Con. They just announced this week that Hellboy is going to be moving from its January release date to an April release date. Thoughts, Shauna, on the Hellboy move? Is it a positive? Is it a negative? What do you think about it?
I think it's a huge positive. I think they're so confident in this movie that they decided to sandwich it in between Captain Marvel, Shazam, the second Infinity War.
Right.
Like, I think they've got a boatload of confidence, and they're just like, you know what? We can compete with you people. We're moving it up to April, so take that.
I agree. It shows a lot of confidence by the studio. Tony, what do you think? Do you think they're not happy with the product and they're going to try to put some finishing touches on it, or you think they're good to go? The movie's in the can. Now they're just moving it to the best possible release date.
You know, I think that they're really happy with this. I think they're so happy with this that they can compete, maybe take a big stake of the summer blockbuster movies.
Yes.
I think it's great.
It's coming out the weekend after Shazam. I think that's April 12th is going to be the new release date for Hellboy.
It's crazy.
I completely agree with the two of you guys. I should think this shows a great show of confidence from the studio, something you don't see all the time. You know,
Right?
people, especially last year, people were moving around their release dates. Fox has been moving around their release dates like it's nobody's business. Like the Venom movie, you know, Sony
Yeah.
doesn't seem to show a lot of backbone in their film. They don't think it's going to be very good.
Mm-mm.
Going off a little side tangent here, the Venom movie, they are not doing any press screenings until 2 days before the movie releases. The embargo, the critics' embargo, doesn't lift until the day before the movie gets released.
That's
And
bad news.
That's kind of crummy news for a movie that really needs a positive
Yep.
feedback push. A movie that was people weren't really sure about needs some positive feedback, and the fact
Yeah.
that they're not doing any critic screenings till the day before the worldwide release, it's a little bit scary.
Yep.
So, here's to you, Hellboy, man. Grab your balls and move it into the middle of what is becoming
Right.
the launch of the summer blockbuster season, right?
Yes, yeah.
Right in the middle of April.
Just
Another-
as Hellboy would do.
Just as Hellboy do. Afraid of no one.
That's right.
Another big movie move this week, Tony.
Oh, Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, we just got the trailer the other
Yesterday.
day. Yesterday.
2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. We got the trailer. You know, it wasn't very well received. It was a good trailer, you know, little different than what we were expecting, but all of a sudden this morning, they moved it back to June.
Yeah.
Right. It said in the trailer, Dark Phoenix comes out in February.
Yep.
We woke up this morning. Oh, we're moving it to June.
Never mind.
Yeah.
It's shocked everybody.
Yeah.
You're dropping your trailer again, not showing a lot of confidence in your film. You drop it and then immediately change the release date. This one makes me a little bit nervous.
Yep.
Because,
Yes.
as you know, Dark Phoenix has moved in the schedule 3 times. We were supposed to have this movie before this time last year.
Yep.
It initially had a release date of like last April, and then it got bumped, and then it got bumped again, and then it got bumped again, and now they've released the trailer, and it's getting bumped yet again.
And they're still doing reshoots, correct?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would think so.
Yeah. From what I'm reading is that they're still doing reshoots. Rumor is that they're doing enough reshoots and a lot of CGI type adjustments that could be why they're pushing it back, because there's a lot of work that they need to do
Yeah.
that they think will make the movie better.
How many times do you have to remake this film, man? Just put it out.
I don't know.
I know, I can't wait.
Another massive piece of movie news. This one nobody saw coming. Fox announced, surprisingly, this December an untitled Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
This December, untitled Deadpool movie coming out in the middle of what is an already massive weekend of movies.
You're talking 3 months away, people. How do you
There's-
announce a movie that nobody's heard of 3 months
Tony,
out?
you're the one who kind of dropped the news on us just this morning that there's going to be an
Yeah.
untitled Deadpool movie dropping this December. Thoughts on what that movie could possibly be?
I don't know. I mean,
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Nobody knew about it. There's no trailers. There's no information.
Yeah.
This is all new information.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people that I talked to, not that there's been that many because it's still morning, but they think maybe they're redoing Deadpool 2, making it a PG-13, and there's a lot of footage that hasn't been used.
There's a ton. They shot stuff with Omega Red. They shot all this extra stuff with Black Tom Cassidy when they were in the mutant prison.
Yeah.
There were some post-credit sequences that was deemed too hot for TV, so they got rid of that.
That
There's
wouldn't justify the PG-13 recut.
That's
but
true. It might not be a PG-13
Yeah,
recut. It could
yeah.
be still another R recut. They could just be re-releasing just in time for Oscar season. A whole new director's cut of Deadpool 2. Just throw it back in the theaters with all this extra footage.
Yeah. You know, the timing is also interesting as well. As you know, it's going to be this untitled movie is going to be, you know, almost competing with Aquaman.
Everything.
Yeah.
Aquaman. I mean, all the movies that we have coming out in December. We've got Aquaman,
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You've got
Right.
Bumblebee.
Yep.
You've got a Will Ferrell movie that's coming out. It's
Yeah.
a ton of movies coming out in December, and then you're just going to drop a Deadpool right in the middle of all of that.
I think it's smart.
I
It
think
is
so
smart.
too,
Why
because
not?
none of those movies are the same audience as a Deadpool audience,
Yeah.
except for Aquaman. I mean,
Yeah.
Aquaman obviously might be the same audience, but
Yeah, maybe a
comes
little
out
bit
in
of that
November.
Bumblebee audience, but I don't think Mary
So-
Poppins is going to take any
No.
money away from an untitled Deadpool movie.
You're right.
This makes no sense. This is very strange stuff. So yeah, huge week in movie news, guys. Movies are shifting release dates. Random movies popping up out of nowhere. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section of this video. Moving on to movie trailers, people. What a week. We have not seen a week of movie trailers this good since San Diego Comic-Con. Every trailer that's dropped this week has been a massive trailer that everybody's been waiting on.
Yep.
They've been really, really good. We got a Fantastic Beasts 2 trailer, The Crimes of Grindelwald. This is the best trailer I've seen for this movie yet.
Yeah.
I never saw the original Fantastic Beasts, but this trailer makes me want to go see this movie.
Yeah.
Big time. Another big one that dropped was the final trailer for Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What an amazing trailer that was.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that in just a second, man. All you fans of Transformers toys had a nerdgasm when this trailer dropped. It was absolutely incredible. Daredevil Season 3 has been dropping its trailers online. They have been amazing. We've seen Wilson Fisk in his white suit.
So cool.
Matt Murdock back in his original black onesie. That has been cool as hell. We got a Dark Phoenix trailer, which we obviously are going to talk about now. Dark Phoenix. You know, that movie that was supposed to come out in February. It's now coming out in June. Dark Phoenix trailer, and the trailer I think that really crushed it. One of my favorite trailers of the entire year was the trailer for Creed 2. Stallone, Michael B. Jordan,
That's right.
Drago and his kid.
Oh my god.
Man, that trailer was so good.
I
Shauna, I
know.
want to ask you, so of all of these trailers that dropped this week, which one knocked your socks off the most?
You just saved the best for last for me because Creed was my #1 trailer. I am so looking forward to this movie. I can't even explain it.
Yeah.
That is so good.
It was a beautifully cut trailer.
Yeah.
The sound, the music for the trailer was amazing.
Yep.
The way they cut Stallone's like little verbiage and his one-liners when he turns to Michael B. Jordan's character, Adonis Creed, and he's talking about his fight
Yep.
with Ivan Drago, because Adonis really wants to fight Drago's kid, and he turns to Adonis and says, "Look, this guy broke something in me that ain't never been fixed."
Such
Oh my
a good
God,
line.
that was emotional
I
as
know.
hell. And so you got Adonis, who I don't know if he's going to fight Creed at the beginning, wind up in the hospital and want to fight him again. I don't know, because there was some scenes in the first trailer where he was in a hospital bed.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know he has a kid now, so I don't know. It's just everything about this trailer is
Yeah.
fantastic. The way they cut it with like all the beats of the edits were perfectly
Oh,
in
I
time
know.
with
The
the
soundtrack
music. I love it when
so
they do
good.
that. And just God, it just looks so great.
I know.
So Shauna, of all those trailers, if you walk into AMC movies with your AMC Stubs ticket in hand, you see 3 marquees: Fantastic Beasts, Bumblebee, Creed 2. Which one do you walk into?
I think you know my answer. It's gonna be Creed.
Walking into Creed. Tony, before I get into the AMC question for you, trailer-wise, just based on the trailers, which trailer you think really knocked your socks off? And I know you're a Harry Potter fan and a Transformers fan.
I'm a fan of all things.
Yeah.
The emotional part of me really loved Creed. The child in me, which continues to grow even though I'm an adult now. I loved, Bumblebee.
Yeah.
It really made me giggle. It made me just nerd out.
Yeah, you and I watched that trailer together, and man, as soon as they started showing those original designs for the original Transformers toys, the entire world exploded. The world of fandom just took a dump right there wherever they were sitting. They were like, "Oh my God, it's Starscream, it's Shockwave, it's Soundwave, it's everybody.
Yeah,
it's the original design for Optimus Prime with the original voice for Optimus Prime from the original movies. Everybody looks the way they looked when you were playing with them in your bedroom back in the 80s when you were a kid, and it looks just like the cartoon. Yeah, that trailer was absolutely spectacular. It had heart. It had humor. Bumblebee looks, half the trailer he looks cute and fun, the other half he looks like a total badass.
Yep.
Anything we didn't see in the trailer that you kind of wanted to see? We didn't see Megatron. There's no
we didn't
Megatron.
see Megatron.
Oh my God. Since they're doing all the original designs, how much would you just absolutely lose your mind if Megatron, who turns into a handgun, does that in the movie with his big giant gun on his shoulder?
Just all shrinks down and turns into a little
I think they're going to do it. I think they're saving
they just
it.
Might.
They showed us enough, and they made us
might.
think they're going to do a full-on Megatron in this movie.
If they're going to show us Soundwave standing there in all his glory with his little cassette tape.
It pops out. I know.
And then he just jumps, the cassette pops out, and there he is. There's the Puma.
Yep.
That's so cool.
He transforms and keeps running. Yeah, that one was absolutely spectacular. I'm going to throw you guys for a little bit of a loop. There was a trailer that dropped that we haven't talked about. Jonah Hill has got his directorial debut coming out with a movie called Mid-90s. Guys, if you haven't checked out the trailer for Mid-90s, it's absolutely worth your time. If you are the same age as us and you grew up, in the 90s, early 90s, and you were into skateboarding, this is a skateboarding movie about what it was like to grow up in the 90s into just kind of skating, learning how to skate, doing all that kind of cool stuff. It's gritty. It crushed at the Toronto International Film Festival. It's the one everybody wanted to go see. It was a hard one to go see. Everybody that saw it absolutely loved it.
Wow.
It's Jonah Hill's directorial debut, and what I really like about it the most is he somehow convinced the studio to release a 4:3 aspect ratio film.
Wow.
It's gonna feel like
you're watching a skateboard video.
Like those videos you used to shoot with your friends on crappy little VHS, over-the-shoulder camcorders, making skate videos, running along on the skateboard. Those fun videos everybody used to make when they were kids if they were skateboarding. The trailer looks absolutely spectacular. It's gritty.
Sounds really cool.
It's worth checking out.
Do you
Check
know when
out
that's
the trailer.
supposed to come out?
I don't know. I don't even know if it has a release date quite yet. But it premiered at TIFF and everybody was going nuts for it. So it's really hitting it big in the international independent film circuit. So check out Mid-90s.
Sweet.
But me, if I see Fantastic Beasts, Bumblebee and Dark Phoenix and all these movies on a marquee and I have my AMC Stubs A-list, I think I'm walking into Daredevil. Daredevil trailers were so amazing.
In your safe living room.
I'm staying home. That's what I'm saying. I'll wait till Mary Poppins comes out. The trailers for Daredevil were spectacular.
They were.
You saw Wilson Fisk in his white suit staring into a mirror. People went nuts when they saw Wilson Fisk in his white suit with his inner monologue. You saw Matt Murdock going back to his original season 1 outfit.
Yep.
But the trailers, they've been dropping trailers for Daredevil
left and right.
every day. You're getting a new cut, and every one of them is spectacular.
It's amazing.
There's one that just dropped this morning where it shows Wilson Fisk sitting at an interrogation table, and he's got his hands all cuffed, and it's all inner monologue about getting Daredevil and killing Daredevil, and how in the past he was soft because he fell in love, and he'll never do that again. He's all business this season, Wilson Fisk. And as the light was swaying back and forth, every time the light would sway, he'd be in a white suit, he'd be in an orange jumpsuit. He'd be in a white suit, he was in an orange jumpsuit. It's fantastic.
And then you have Vincent D'Onofrio just killing it.
Crushed it. Absolutely crushed it in this trailer. So yeah, some amazing movie trailers, guys. If you haven't watched any of these, stop what you're doing. Google them, YouTube search them, check them out. Incredible week for movies. So let's go ahead and get into some comic book reviews, guys.
Comic books.
If you're just joining us, this is not our normal backdrop. We are in a garage. We are setting up the booth for Ace Comic Con coming October 12th through the 14th. October, not November. So this week in comic books, guys, one amazing book that dropped that absolutely blew me away is the comic book Stranger Things. I know what you're thinking. Stranger Things comic book? Never heard of it. It's brand new. It's going to be a 4-issue miniseries. It's written by Jody Houser. And it basically tells the tale of Will Bowers, the little kid in Stranger Things Season 1 who was stuck in the Upside Down. Yep. This is the story of his experience in the Upside Down.
How cool
the book
is
starts
that?
out with them playing Dungeons & Dragons. He goes home, bam, he gets sucked in the Upside Down, and it's the entire story of him on the other side, which is something they didn't touch on in the series at all.
At all.
It is gorgeously illustrated. Wonderfully written. It's absolutely spectacular. It's his first experiences with the Demigorgons, how he radios. He gets the two-way radio and he radios his friend.
How he communicates with his mother.
How he
with
communicates
the
with his mother through the light bulbs. He hears people searching for him in the woods, calling out when they're doing the search party. That's all in there. There's one scene in Stranger Things where Eleven goes into the Upside Down and comes back and says, like, she saw Will. That's in there. He sees 11.
So
this is all in the first issue.
Yeah.
Where he goes into his little fort in the woods. That's in there. Where he goes and he's like, this is a good place to hide. All of this is in the first issue.
What a an amazing idea for a comic book. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
and the fact that they have the start and the end. It's a short mini series. It's
Right.
book 1 through 4. I love that even more because they know where they're going with it. They just want to tell you what Will was doing in
The Upside Down.
the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
the perspective is totally awesome.
Yeah, I
know.
know. I'm so excited.
It's a genius idea,
it's
and like
great.
Shauna, to your credit, it's nice that it's a miniseries.
Yeah.
It's nice they've already written a beginning and an
Yep.
end. It's not something that's just going to drag on and on and on, and they're making it
Right.
up as they go along. They have an idea in their heads. They're going to knock it out in 4 issues. This is going to be a book you're going to want to have in your collection. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. They're not going to keep doing them. I doubt it.
No.
Because once they tell this story, they've told the story.
Exactly.
So go out, rush out to your local comic
Yep.
book shop, pick up Stranger Things issue number 1.
It just came out this week,
Just
people,
came out this
so
week.
it should still be there.
So that's our show, guys. Tony, thanks for inviting us to your garage.
Thanks for having me.
This is kind of fun.
Cheers to that.
Guys, Ace Comic Con, come find us at the Chuckload of Comics booth. We're going to be located somewhere near the show floor stage.
That's right.
Stage 2, I think.
Stage 2, yes. We are going to have a pretty massive presence at the con. We're going to be hosting some panels. We're going to be doing some on-stage shows, but we're also going to be conducting interviews at our booth. So come by, say hi. We're going to be having some handouts. We got a lot of fun little buttons and stickers and stuff like that we're going to be giving out to people. And just, if you want to compete in the Infinity Feud game show,
So much fun.
click that subscribe button right now, because that's the best way to get your butt on the stage.
That's right.
And you can just come by the booth and come talk to us.
Yeah,
That's
come
also
say
true.
hi.
Well, we've been talking for a while, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Tony, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Tony.
Guys, we'll see you here next Sunday as we do every single Sunday.
Yes.
Have a fantastic week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.